Welcome everybody. We have two beautiful smartphones on the table, and the third one is missing right now since the new HTC 10 is available in gold, silver and black. You can see here that we have the silver and the black version right now, but there's a separate video of all three colors coming on my YouTube channel also in a few minutes, so definitely come back and check that out. So HTC 10 is obviously a new design, a new name, also no 1 no M anymore in the name, just HTC 10, because we have now a beautifully not only crafted phone again, but also in terms of technical hardware, there's just everything inside that you need. It's not only looking beautiful, but for example from the front you don't have an HTC logo anymore. You have a 5.2-inch Quad HD screen with the 2560 x 1440 resolution that you see also on LG, Samsung and other smartphones, and also you have the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, the fastest processor in the world, the 820. You have the fingerprint reader still on the front with no real button. It's a little bit dented in here on the bottom, so you can still use it as a regular place to wake up your phone, but you will not press a real button. And then you have also your fingerprint reader built in on the bottom that's really fast, like you have already seen on the HTC A9. So you have also the Android buttons now separately on the screen, so you can use even more space off the screen for just content and anything that you want to do. And what you can also see here on the top is we have a really great and big front camera. That's because we have 5 megapixel front camera actually with aperture f1.8, and what's more important is that we have an optical image stabilizer in the front camera, which is quite amazing. Also, you can see that we have only one speaker now anymore on the front. It's right here on the top, but actually you can use the bottom speaker also for listening to music and watching movies with 24-bit sound. So it's still a dual speaker boom sound HTC device, but they just built it different to give you just a smaller form factor in terms of what the phone size is. If you compare it, for example, the Samsung Galaxy S7, I have a separate video about that where I tell you a little bit more. You can see it's definitely the same size for the same size display, and that's just great for HTC. So let's go around the device a little bit. Let's check out the ports, where you can see that you not only have a speaker and a microphone like you always have on the bottom, but also the latest USB Type-C connector, which you will get obviously a charger with also, and a cable to charge it with. So in 30 minutes you can charge it up to 80% from 0 to 80. That's really quite nice, because the charger, which is still quite tiny, you can see here Quick Charge 3 technology by Qualcomm built in, says it here on the side. With this one you get 12.5 watts, so 2.5 amps at 5 volts, which is quite nice. You can also use a Type-C to Type-C cable that you can buy separately to transfer, to use it really fast transfer speed. That will not be in the box, but it has USB 3.1 enabled, not only 2.0 like a lot of other Chinese companies, for example, do. They just use the Type-C to give you an easier connector, because you can just type it or plug it in any way you want, any way, anytime. So what also will be in the box, because we have obviously still the best sound available, is really premium headset. And in Germany there will be also a few AKG headsets available in a bundle with one operator, maybe in a few other countries also. Let's continue actually with the white one. It's a little bit better to look at when we just look at the design, since on the side we have here this beautiful volume rocker still, and this nicely little roughed on and off switch, which you already know from the A9. Then we have the SIM card slot and the nano SIM card and the micro SD card slot here on both sides, so you can still expand the 32 gigs of internal memory. In the US there will be also a 64 gig version available, but all the versions have 4 gigs of RAM, except for in Asia, where we have also 3 gig of RAM available in some countries, so that may be a difference. And then also on the top you can see we have only a headset jack now available, no infrared anymore. And on the back then we have again the camera with the laser focus dual LED, and here the camera sticking out a little bit since it has an optical image stabilizer, but a 12 megapixel camera that has a bigger sensor size, a bigger pixel sensor size than for example Samsung on both front and back, because we have here 1.55 micrometer pixel size, which is really quite big, and the BSI sensor is also 1 to 2.3 inches, which is quite amazing. So let's continue with the black one to show you a little bit the camera and not to show you too much of the software, since obviously the HTC Sense is looking quite great here still, but if you look at the camera itself, this is actually where the magic happens on the HTC, because we have really not only an amazing camera in terms of quality but also in speed with the laser focus and everything else. So in the Pro mode we could really now shoot also raw pictures. There's also auto HDR and everything else built in that you expect from a premium smartphone, but you can also just go to the regular picture mode and just take your quick captures as you go. If you look at the front camera, as I said before, we have a really great optical image stabilizer and an aperture of 1.8 on the front and back, but on the front we have also the possibility to shoot with an autofocus and also big BSI sensor, record up to full HD videos. On the back it was 4K, not only 4K, but what you also have here is a wide angle 23mm angle front camera, so you can see that not only me but my camera is also fitting perfectly here into the picture, even though I'm really quite close to the device. So there's not much else to say except for we have in terms of software the really simple and basic HTC Sense 6.01 with a lot of collaboration with Google here going on. So everything basically that you can see here is mainly Android Marshmallow with a few apps by HTC to make the device just a little bit better. Like for example, if you go into the tools, you have your little boost app where you can boost, for example, your games by just running them on full HD, not on the full resolution of the display, but you can also clean up your device and do all kinds of other things, but more about that in my full review. So till then, this was just a really short overview of the brand new HTC M10. I always want to say M10, but it's just the HTC 10 coming out in the mid-May and in mid-April. Actually, right now you can already pre-order it, and you should pre-order it since this is this is the best HTC smartphone out there right now, and one of the best smartphones in regular also out there, just with LG G5 and the Samsung Galaxy S7 being, and obviously the Apple phones there also, but they are not quite as good as this beautiful HTC 10. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Balazs. Until next time, peace and then again.